In my opinion, it sounds like Nintendo's finally catching up with PlayStation and Xbox.
All they.
What's going on, guys? It's the Philosopher, and welcome to another episode of the Console Xplosion Show. This is where we sit down and talk about all the important nerd topics that are important to us. Today, it's all about the Nintendo Switch. Is it worth buying, or should you pass on this console? We share our thoughts. We'd love to know yours. Let us know in the comments down below. Also, it would be greatly appreciated if you check out the links below. It helps out this channel. It helps fund us so that we can continue to make more and better content for you guys to enjoy. So sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy. We've got the usual suspects tonight, and of course, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch. In the last couple of weeks, they had the whole presentation talking about the Nintendo Switch, how much it's going to be, when it's coming out, what's coming out for it, some of the hardware specs, and so on. So we're going to dig into that, talk about everything that I just mentioned, and then hopefully I can get some thoughts about whether these guys are interested in buying it or if they're going to pass on it, and we'll get to that. First, though, some of the things that are worth mentioning, the thing that caught my attention is that they're going to have a paid subscription. It's not going to be right off the bat an online subscription to play online with everyone else. They're going to require you to pay, and it's supposed to be close to how much like Xbox Live is. Before I share my thoughts, I was wondering if anyone else had any thoughts to share about that.
Let's just hope the price is right. I'm just hoping it's cheap enough for me to go and get. I'm hoping it's not like PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live. It's $50, but I mean, you pay it once for a whole year, but I don't use it that often. So to me, it's a waste of money. Now, I might play a little bit more with maybe Nintendo Switch since it has Splatoon 2, and you know how much I love Splatoon. So if the price is right, let's just hope it is. That's all I got to say.
I will say that their online hasn't been very great, so maybe this will help give the extra boost that they need to really have a competitive online gameplay. They did talk about being able to play or having chats that you can do with your friends while playing different games, supposedly, and also you can communicate with them via like a tablet or your smartphone as well. I don't quite understand how that works.
It's like using a phone. Yeah, it's I'm just wondering why through a phone. I mean, yeah, doesn't like Xbox and PlayStation do the same thing? I mean, they have.
You can get the chat app on your phone for PlayStation. I know that, so I can like send messages on the phone with my friend. And if you have Windows 10, you can be in a party chat with somebody on the Xbox Live. I do that and play Gears of War with them. So those are things that you can do. But as far as being on a phone and being in a chat with someone on a console, I don't know if that's been done yet, like a voice chat.
Oh, are you saying I can talk through my phone and they can listen?
Supposedly. I don't quite understand the details of that part. They made it sound like it was a voice chat, but they could just mean like typing chat. I didn't hear them specify.
I mean, I guess it's better than using a controller and chat, but to me, it's not. It doesn't really sound like anything new that I haven't experienced yet.
Internet-wise, maybe. Hardware-wise, definitely not. From what I have seen so far, their hardware is going to be 720p, so it's not even going to be 1080p. Not even on the TV version.
No.
So that's kind of disappointing to me, in my opinion.
To be honest, I mean, the internet capabilities of any and all Nintendo products have been less than stellar. I mean, playing on the Wii with the friend codes, playing on the 3DS with the friend codes, playing on the Wii U with the friend codes, when they work well. But I just don't think Nintendo has the same infrastructure set up as Sony and Microsoft. I think that's going to be a big issue when it comes to rolling it out. Nintendo's always been behind the 8 ball, and especially with the system, announcing that, oh look, the new Zelda game isn't going to be 1080p. Oh look, they're falling short again. They promise all this sorry, they promise all this BS and they're falling short every single time. Like, don't release the Switch unless you can compete with the current consoles. Like, don't be stupid. Fix it, make it 1080p, be smart about your product, or you're just going to release it and it's going to be forgotten. It's going to be another waste of a product, another waste launch like a Wii U, or in some cases, a Virtual Boy.
Here's the thing, I'm going to disagree with you on that one, because based on Nintendo's philosophy has always been to release technology they can make a profit on. And the major difference between what Nintendo does and what like Xbox or PlayStation does is the fact that usually when they have on their hardware sales, they actually have a profitability. So they're not a razor thin profit margin. So, and not to mention Nintendo, like when they released the Nintendo Wii, it was kind of weird because it wasn't an HD console. It did 480p. Well, yeah, it was like 480p was like the best that little unit could push out on the Nintendo Wii, and that console was immensely successful, even though it was behind the 360 and the PS3. So Nintendo has a pretty good idea, and they're not going for hardcore gamers like the other ones are. They're going for the casuals, the family dynamic where they can take that.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong with that. Look at the commercial. Look at the Switch commercial. You saw very little families. It was all our generation gamers. It was a hardcore game. They showed fucking esports players. So obviously they're going for the more hardcore.
That doesn't mean that's not hardcore to me at all. That's kind of like they're trying to be hardcore in the sense that, this might appeal to more people if they think this is a more serious game system, but no, it's going to appeal to the filthy casuals.
Ouch.
That stings.
Yeah, I sit somewhere in the middle with this because for me, I will say that I feel they are lacking in the competitive scene, not competitive gaming, but competition versus the other two consoles where they don't have the hardware specs to equal the PS4 or the Xbox One. But at the same time, I've said this multiple times, I don't play games for the graphics as well. So I find myself kind of contradicting my own thought process with that. And I do think that graphics aren't as important, and it seems like Nintendo has kind of really conveyed that. At the same time, I will agree with the fact that Jared does say that, or in the video you can see they're not doing any families, they're not doing any wholesome family time fun. They're doing like almost not a party game sort of thing, but just a group sort of an environment. But at the same time, I didn't get the hardcore gamer vibe from it. I got like this convenient, really fun phone game kind of vibe to it. I know it doesn't make complete sense, but it just doesn't seem like PS4 and Xbox One, it feels like they're competing, but Nintendo just feels like they're just going in a completely different direction to the other two. And I find myself wondering if they even should be competing with Nintendo or Sony or Xbox at this point, because it's just so different and they just keep going farther and farther away.
Well, let's think about this in the sense of that most kids now, kids born after 2000, they're reaching 16 years of age. The vast majority of them were introduced to touch screen based devices by about 7 years of age. The iPhone, iPad, Androids, and stuff like that. So already what Nintendo's going for is the fact that a lot of gamers, at least a lot of the new generation of gamers, are heavily used to touchscreen based devices, so that type of gaming environment isn't going to be too foreign to them. Or to me, it looks like it's a step back as far as gameability for me, because I don't like mobile gaming to begin with, so it's not my demographic, it's not for me. But based on the way they're designing this unit, it seems like they're definitely trying to appeal to a newer generation of gamers that are more comfortable with that kind of touchscreen based gaming environment, along with, and I think that's where the Wii U kind of failed, because it wasn't ready to make that full jump to tablet, where this one kind of takes what the Wii U did and makes it fully independent, which it seems like they're doubling down on an idea that already failed, but at least with this idea, they are establishing it as its own independent type of unit, as opposed to it being somewhat attached to the legacy of the Wii. So that's just my theory on it.
I wonder why. I mean, you raise a good question, though, because it seems like the Wii U was a flop. Why are they still going in that direction?
They can't get their head out of the ass, that's why.
Well, the Wii U had, if you want to think of the Wii U, what's really odd about it was the Wii U had a large number of first-party selling games from Nintendo themselves that sold over 1 million units. And a lot of PlayStation 3 and Xbox One games actually have had a hard time selling over 1 million units. But the reason why the Wii U could do that was because no third parties were developing for it, because the platform was a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Because who the hell wants to code for a game where you have to bring the pad up and do a bunch of other shit when they can easily just make a game for the Xbox and import it to the PlayStation and double their potential profit? Mm. So the Wii U became this kind of oddity that no other game company wanted to really touch, because it was just too much of a monetary investment to develop for.
Yeah.
This one, because it's a tablet-based system with two basic controllers and only one screen, which they might have some type of interconnectivity with Wii stuff. It might have, I don't necessarily know that for sure, but so that way they can port some Wii games to it, and then they can have new developers develop for it and have it be just a basic run-of-the-mill type game that doesn't have that multi-screen nonsense.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just hoping it's not becoming another Wii system where they use nothing but motion controls. When I first saw that on the Nintendo's press conference, I was so turned off by it. 'Cause I was like, oh no, they're making another Wii system.
Well, it's
Why?
gonna have motion control capabilities from what I've seen.
I mean, yeah,
But,
I don't mind motion controls. I mean, there's some motion controls I really do like obviously those VR helmets. Yes, I don't mind those. Those are okay. But when you do it with controllers, to me they're so hard to control. A perfect example, I think, is Star Fox on the Wii U. Why the fuck did they put motion controls on that game? I mean, it's just a pain in the ass, and it is no option to turn it off.
That sucks.
It does suck. And I was so looking forward to that game.
I will say,
so many missed opportunities. Like, can you imagine that game if they done co-op where one person flies and one person is a gunner with the freaking pad? That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that?
Like
Yes.
a tank game or something.
Yeah, or even do a tank game where one guy's the turret gunner and one dude's the freaking driver. It would have been freaking phenomenal. But no, they didn't.
let's make our own Star Fox
Yes,
game.
let's do it. We can start. we can use a different furry character.
So the Wii U is a bunch of missed opportunities, and
Here's one. Why did they make Pokemon Snap for the Wii U? Pokemon Snap was surprisingly good, and I think it would have done well for the Wii U.
a track game where you took pictures of Pokemon was surprisingly
Hey,
good.
House of the Dead was a track game.
Yeah, and you shot things. That was
And
fun.
you do the same thing with Pokemon Snap.
I should have called it
He's got a
Pokemon
point.
Safari, and I could have shot Pokemon, and I probably would have loved the hell out of that one. But no,
But-
pictures of shit.
That would piss off Peter that way.
You don't want to do that. You'd be Team
They're,
Rocket.
they're Pokemon. They're not real. If Peter wants to get mad
you
about shooting
tell-
imaginary,
you-
like, I understand getting mad about shooting real animals that are in a game, but shooting imaginary animals that never existed at any point in time.
You tell that to Peter. They keep making Flash games how Pokemon are going out there beating up humans to show how they are being cheated as well.
To get back onto the motion controls, I will
Yes.
just to add a few things. Don't quite understand this, but they have a rumble feature in a little like Wii U looking remote.
Oh
where-
yeah, it's called like HD sound or something.
Yeah, like for example, they had a video where this odd-looking dude was holding a Wii U and he shook it, and they had a picture of a glass with ice in it, and so it was like replicating the feel and the sound of you shaking a cup of glass, which I find kind of interesting. I don't know the applications for something like that, but it's interesting. I don't see a use for it in the gaming area. It sounds like kind of a gimmicky thing. I'm not trying to bash on it. I just don't know what they would use that for in a game.
Basically, you suppose like you're more into the game. The way he was showing how he's putting like ice in the cup, it's supposed to feel like you put ice in the cup, like the vibration or the sound and all coming out of the controller, like you usually do when you put stuff in the glass.
Was there any conversations about this thing having like basic VR of some sort?
No, there's been no mention of VR at all.
Okay. Well, because I could see like that, like if you have a force feedback controller that can mimic sounds and feelings of things, I could see that going well into a VR type environment. But that seems like an odd. I can just picture a dude in like a lab coat in Japan going, "I've created the most interesting thing."
It's a shotgun.
So a few more specs, just to mention them, are that it's going to be 32 gigs of internal memory, and then there's also going to be an expandable external memory that you can put onto it.
Why 32 gigs though? That's going to be filled up in day one.
Depending on the Wii games, I mean, when you look at the Wii and the Wii U, they never downloaded to the system or your file like PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, one game for PlayStation is, and I'll use this as an example, I have Black Ops 3. I bought the season pass. I need 50 gigs for the game. I need 20 gigs for when a new update comes for the game. So when a new update comes, the PlayStation needs 50 gigs extra to put the game onto an extra slot of memory. So it's already on there for 50 gigs. I need an additional 50 gigs open for it to save the game to there. Then I need an additional 20 gigs if I already have one of the expansion packs. So that's another 20. And then I need additional 20 or whatever the newest expansion is. So I have 4 expansions already at 20 gigs apiece. That's 2, 4, 6, 80 gigs plus 50 gigs of a 500 gig system just to get the last update. I don't have space.
Exactly. And the reason I bring this up because Skyrim is actually, yes, it has been 100% confirmed that Skyrim will be on the Nintendo Switch, and that game will fill up the console quickly.
Oh yeah.
If it's running off the disc, I don't see how smooth or how good that game's going to be.
Well, there's not going to be a disc either.
It's not a cartridge either, for what I understand. It's a
Well, you know what I'm saying, the little thing. Like, I don't see how that's going to even hold. What it's supposed to be. I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be flash memory, which you could put like a terabyte on a little thumb drive nowadays.
But you probably still have to install games to the system. I mean, with 3DS games, you still have to install.
I don't know. Did they mention anything about that? Have you guys heard anything
No,
about
but
that?
I would not be surprised if that's what happens. You're going to put the game in, you will have to install it.
But Tyler brings a good point, by the way, that third-party developers will be working on there. You saw, if you watched the conference, Todd Howard, the creator or the person who works for Bethesda, talked about being on there, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other third-party developers. He seemed enthusiastic when you talked about it. That could all be, political acting and whatnot. But it seems like third-party, not just Bethesda, but other games, and we might see Dishonored on there as well, and maybe some older games coming to this, because I don't think that Skyrim is going to be the only game that's been out for like 5 or 6 years that's going to come to this console. We might see a lot of 360 and PS3 games, potentially a lot of good RPGs. I'm hoping. I mean, I'm still going to wait before I get the console, but it would be nice to see a lot of the third-party developers put their games on this console and kind of revitalize a lot of older games that were either really good or just didn't do as well as they could have.
It seems like something Nintendo is really going after, like where Nintendo's been the most successful in the recent, last 4 years, was they've pretty much been dominating the mobile game market. So for them, this may just be another logical step in the sense that they want to continue to have serious market share in the mobile market, which might just be where they want to stay, because they're getting their asses kicked out of the hardcore home console thing. So if the Switch can kind of bridge the gap between mobile gaming and kind of like high-ish end kind of graphics and other games, it might give them a serious niche as far as being the leaders in that field.
You got a point, because they already have like the Sony has flopped when it comes to handhelds. I like the Vita.
Yeah, they gave up.
They should not have gave up the PlayStation Vita. It's a fantastic handheld. I prefer that handheld over the Nintendo 3DS any time of day.
I actually agree with him, but it just doesn't sell.
But it's all about marketing and the amount of money you're willing to invest in these things, and they just could not compete with Nintendo's hold in that market. I mean, the Game Gear had the same problem in the 90s.
Well, the Game Gear had bad capacitors, though.
Well, that wasn't even a problem until like 10 years ago.
No, it was a problem. It was, because I had one when I was a kid.
I had one too, and I knew other kids that had one, and they never had any problems. So that was kind of...
What problem are you talking about?
The Game Gear's issue with capacitors. It was like the main issues why the Game Gear failed.
No, it was more battery life in the sense of that motherfucker can double A's and half.
That's the only thing my mom will remember about the Game Gear, that it sucked the battery dry.
Oh god!
I only played it while it was plugged in. I never used batteries for that thing.
Well, which, speaking of batteries, the Nintendo Switch battery can lead up to 2 hours to 6 hours of gameplay, depending on the game.
2.5 to 6.5 is what they said, and I'm kind of neutral. That seems 3 hours is what they had marked when they did The Legend of Zelda. So it looks like that it's going to vary from game to game, is what they said.
Yes.
Of course, that makes sense, because other games are more stress-inducing than other games. So that makes perfect sense.
But hey, if it's powered via USB, you can just bring a mobile battery with you.
I think that's pretty reasonable, personally. I know a lot of people are upset about that, but I mean, it's playing some pretty powerful games. It's not like playing a phone game, which if you play a phone game for 2 hours straight, your phone's going to die. So I don't know.
When you look at Pokemon Go, how long does the phone last playing that
Oh,
game?
Jesus. That thing just, like, when I was actually playing that thing was just devouring my battery.
So there you go, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You just weigh it on that aspect, and the Switch is ahead.
Yeah. The last thing I want to bring up are the games. We talked about the third-party games. I just want to go through the other list of games that we have coming out here. We already mentioned Splatoon 2.
Lame.
Yeah.
Come on!
Double lame.
We already mentioned Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which it's going to be a release title. So that's something to remember, is that it comes out when the Switch comes out, which is pretty cool. That's less than 2 months away. You have Fire Emblem Warriors, which
useless.
it's a good series.
Have you even showed gameplay of that game? Is it another
Yeah, there's
Dynasty?
gameplay of it.
So is by any chance is it another Dynasty Warrior game?
No,
No.
it's not a Dynasty Warrior.
Oh, so it's not like that one Zelda game.
Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, so it's
If you don't know the Breath of Fire series, then
No, I'm
you need
just-
to play it.
No, I know the series, but when they put the Warrior in there, and I was like, oh no, it's gonna be like another Zelda Warrior game.
Oh,
I would love
see
there
what
to be
you're
another. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm going off track. I'll shut up.
saying. Okay. You have ARMS, which for some reason
We have two of them.
I do have two of them. You're right. This game looks cool. Just a brief synopsis. It's basically like a combination of like Pokken and Punch Out, where you have to, do the kind of the Wii U boxing sort of thing, but you have Stretch Armstrong arms. Kind of cool. For whatever reason, I want to see this in the competitive scene. I want to see competitive arms. That would be hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to see people playing it. You get to actually flail like an idiot. So
Yeah, and then one person get pissed, and he literally socks the guy in the face.
that's what I'm hoping to see. Exactly. I don't know how you would even organize something like that. That'd take up too much room. Anywho, you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Which is essentially like all the DLC and more new characters and new maps. You have the Inklings from Splatoon coming into the game, and I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more DLC that feature characters that are coming into Switch exclusive games. So we'll probably see more.
Money grab.
I can't blame the guys. I mean, look at Call of Duty and all the map packs. Just saying.
Yeah, but at least it's different. It's
You
a
have
different game, different map, different thing every time.
true story.
That's right.
The last game
We
on
can
here-
talk about Street Fighter V if you want.
We can. but
Actually, they're releasing Street Fighter 2 for the Nintendo Switch.
that's true. It's not actually on my list, so thank you. And they have some new characters on there. They have Violent Ken and Evil Ryu, which is I haven't seen gameplay of this, but that actually sounds really awesome because Violent Ken was badass, and he was only in Street Fighter versus SNK, I think.
Yeah.
Capcom versus SNK Chaos, something like that.
The Chaos.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool to see that throwback.
Fantastic. A palette swap of two characters. Yeah, palette swap.
Hey,
Street
Mortal
Fighter 5.
Hey,
at
Mortal
its best.
Kombat been doing that since the beginning, so
Yeah, but at least you got that from the beginning. It's Street Fighter 5 and they're still palette swapping.
I thought
Street-
when you came pilot swiping.
Wait,
No,
I want the
continue on.
tangent.
What's the next new game?
So, the last game on my list is Super Mario Odyssey.
Boo!
Dang, boo.
Yay.
No, here's the thing. When I first saw when they first showed it off, I was really interested in the beginning. Really, right out there, really interested. But then I saw the other worlds. I was like, oh.
It looks like they're on Earth or something.
No, it looks the way I saw it, I really like the fact that Mario was in like New York City or something. I like the fact he was bouncing all the way. I don't know why that really entertained me. But then we got to
Sonic
happened?
already did it.
well,
True.
yeah, true. Oh, actually, Mario was the first one to do it. Remember,
If you
those-
say, "Where's Mario?" I'm going to punch you.
okay, Mario's ABC games.
Well, as far as like Mario being in a full 3D being in a full 3D city environment, Sonic was already there in the Dreamcast. Just saying.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you really want a Mario in your game, Like, just download the GT
Grand Theft Auto 4 mod. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
freaking hilarious.
Yeah. What?
Well, even there's this great video of this guy who reskinned his character in Grand Theft Auto to look like Mario.
Amazing.
So it's Mario running around the city just killing people, and like they modded it so you can do flips and jumps off cars and shit. But
Oh my
if you
god.
get hit by a car, you ragdoll. So it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Mario Grand Theft Auto 5?
Like Grand Theft Auto 4 is the one they did it in.
Oh really?
They just did it for 5 too.
They just did it for fun.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, he just
Okay.
released it for 5. But the
Moviegoer
city-
brought up another game. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, because you guys said the city looks like New York City.
Yeah.
The city that Mario is in is called New Donk City.
Okay.
That is the city he's living in.
Well, like, but by any chance was Mario like jumping into different games? Because that's what it looked like to me.
What?
I
I
don't
have to
know.
find out more because something that if you guys haven't seen any gameplay of it, there's a part where he's like jump roping. He's playing like hopscotch or whatever, double dutch, whatever the hell it's called. And there's a human doing the ropes, but the human is like normal proportions, whereas Mario's like half the size of this person. And I'm just like, what is going on here?
Oh no, Sonic did the same thing too.
So he must be out of the Mushroom Kingdom at the very least. I've heard good things and people are excited about this game. I'm
Sounds
neutral.
lame. Sounds like another
Nope.
bestiality Sonic game.
A good bestiality game.
What if Mario's not human?
Well, he's
Look at the size of them.
he's a plumber.
Plumbers aren't short. They are fat, but they're not short.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Luigi's
they
still
are.
short. Compared to like what I saw in that game. Real quick, I just want to mention this. Suda51 is doing No More Heroes 3 supposedly on the Switch as well. I know they had a talk as well,
It's
but
long.
Moviegoer mentioned that.
As long as they take the motion controls out of the game, I will be gladly to play it. Because I played the first one and I quit playing it because of the motion controls.
I
So you
didn't have a
play
problem
the
with it. I thought it
sequel
was
on
pretty
the
fun.
PlayStation. Sorry, you play the sequel on the PlayStation.
If it comes out on the PlayStation.
Oh, No More Heroes 2 is on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
PlayStation 3.
I must have go. I need to go find that game then.
There you go. See, the more you know.
I have the first one and the second one on the Wii. Oh, I didn't. I really did not know that. I thought it was a Nintendo exclusive.
No, sir. They re-released it for
Oh.
PlayStation 2 a while ago. I think it had like extra stuff in it too. But that said, let's go on the line and see if it's a buy or a pass for all these guys here. Starting with, I'll go first with Jared, just because you're in order.
Of course. Well, the one thing I gotta say is, don't you put it in your mouth.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, anything else?
Don't you stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat, like a muffin or a beet. I would buy one, but I said that about the Wii U and I never bought one, so I'll wait for it to go discount.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Ian,
Maybe.
maybe. Why is that?
It just doesn't appeal to me, really. So they'll have to have something really special that makes me want to get it, which it probably won't. So, yeah.
Okay. Tyler?
Yes, I already have pre-ordered mine. And the whole reason I'm pre-ordering this Nintendo system because I enjoyed the Wii U so much better than I thought I would. So this will be my first Nintendo system I buy on day one. And I'm
Wow.
also excited that the system's region free. I can play Japanese exclusive without modding the system now. Yeah.
Hey,
thinking
and
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say that they are releasing the Nintendo Switch in Japan and America at the same time.
Oh.
But not
That's
Canada.
Ooh.
Oh. I don't know, do you
Home
think,
Sorry, Jared.
do you
Home
think in
X-
10 years there's going to be a podcast going on about how the Wii U is an incredibly underrated system?
Yes.
Maybe.
Definitely.
Yeah, it could be yes.
It'll probably be us in 10 years. I'm like,
it-
no, I'm still forgetting about my Dreamcast rule. And
When are they coming out with the Wii U 2?
when's Sega getting back in the console game? Never.
We're having a 10-year exclusive.
Oh man.
Set your timers now. 10 years is the Wii U an underrated console.
Oh man.
Will Half-Life 3 be out by then? We'll find out.
It's true. And I know Gaben did a AMA on Reddit recently, like yesterday or the day before yesterday or something like that. But
One of the biggest news that came out of there was he told everyone not to put it in their mouth.
Canadian
stuff it in their
television
face.
is important.
Anywho, so my thoughts are I'm going to pass for right now. I don't really see anything that interests me. The third-party games, it just doesn't look like a console that I really need or want. There's not any games that I've seen that are like, holy crap, I've got to have this thing. Even I didn't even get a Wii U. I really wanted to get it for Smash, but I just couldn't justify buying a Wii U just for Smash Brothers. I mean, I bought a PlayStation for a specific fighting game that's not going to be mentioned because it's going to set somebody off in here. They're going to be triggered. But yeah, it looks like something that's not for me. It looks fun. It looks cool. I like what they're doing with it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. But all that said, it's not for me. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to play my friends, I'm sure. But no, I'm going to pass on that one.
Why don't you just pick it up for Street Fighter then?
That's crazy talk.
I couldn't answer that.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't you stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. Like a muffin or a beet. Like a muffin or a beet.
Thank you.
Have you just been like by yourself, Jared, and you're just watching that on loop right now because you're just so lonely?
Like,
you have no idea.
You're like, I gotta do this without having to kill myself. Oh god.
So all that said, I'll go down the line, and if anyone has anything to add on to what they've said, then feel free to do so. Jared, did you have anything to add on?
Yes, I have more verses of the song.
Other than that,
just make
Actually,
sure you check
there's a question. Oh,
sorry. Check out the consoleexplosion.com. Check it out on Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. Facebook. Oh, make sure you check out all our Twitch streamers. Every day we have a wonderful stream, Sunday to Fridays. So those are always fun to watch. We have giveaways with those streams as well. So you want to win some free games and win some free swag. Awesome possum. And yeah, you know what? If you're listening to this on VidMe, give it a upvote and make sure you follow us for more wonderful videos on VidMe.
Oh, amazing. That was very nice. I'm going to have to top that somehow. Don't know how. But next is Ian.
Yeah, if you want to find me, you can find me at www.historicnerd.com. Or if you want to talk to me directly, you can talk to me at historicalnerd on twitter.com because some other asshole took Historic Nerd before I did. And then if you want whatever, you can follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/historicnerd. I'm on VidMe now as well. Or you can find me on the consoleexplosion.com.
And Tyler.
Well, you can find me on YouTube, The Video Game Hunter, or Hot Anime 32. They'll both take you to the same channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, BJ32, where I usually post stuff about what I just watched and what's my opinion on certain TV shows. And I also have a VidMe account, which currently I'm uploading my old videos every Friday. But when I get done with a new video, they will be uploaded on YouTube and VidMe at the same time. And I don't really care which platform you prefer watching. It's good news for me.
Because we get paid.
Okay, fine. You watch me on YouTube, I actually get paid. But I also have a Demon Art account, which I wish I can get back into drawing. I want to get back into drawing. We gotta draw those owls and those raptors and all kinds of animals I need to draw.
I've got faith in you, Tyler.
Okay. Eventually.
Okay. And I'm your host, The Philosopher. You can find me on Facebook.com/The Philosopher, Twitter at The Philosopher, and YouTube.com/The Philosopher. Of course, you can find me on the consoleexplosion.com, as Jared and the other guys said. And I would like to know what you guys think about the Switch. Are you guys getting it, or are you going to pass on it? Why or why not? Let us know down below. And as I said before, like this video if you liked it, and share with other people who are interested in the Switch. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.